Alright folks, this video we're going to work on our front deltoid. Previous video we worked on the side, and we'll also work on the rear part. Eventually I'm either going to get a camera person or we'll get one of those auto tracking cameras. Unfortunately, you know, they'll follow you from side to side, but I don't think the one I'm getting will go up and down, which is a shame. But that said, alright, so in the video we're going to demonstrate a few different pieces of equipment. We have bands. We have really small dumbbells. That's what I'm going to use to warm up with. We got some bigger ones. And then we have a barbell, all right? So about halfway through, I'm going to stop. We'll talk about some other accessories you can use that may help you as you try to get your front shoulders stronger. Now, of course, if you're going heavy military press as well as incline, you might not see a whole lot of results from doing these exercises because they're already getting hit pretty hard by those exercises. But you may be able to add some definition to them. So, fortunately for me, it's really bright in here, and I am pitch white. I could use some fake tan stuff so you can see the definition. All right, so I'm going to put this between or under a foot, all right, which you can't see. So if you're going to use the bands, you could do one of these at a time. So what I want to do is bring the weight up to basically my chin and down, slight bend in the elbow. And of course, if you have a problem like me where that's about as straight as that arm's going to get, do what you can. Try and keep your hand through your wrist nice and straight, all right? And this is actually heavier than my lightest dumbbell that I'm going to use. So we're just bringing it up, pause, down, right? So maybe when you bring it up, count to 1, 1001, down. All right, after you do about 8 of those, switch over to the other leg and work the left shoulder. 1001. Now we've got slight bend in our knees, which you can't really see. That's kind of important. Slight bend in the elbow. We're tightening our abs, keeping our back nice and straight. So you don't want to, do this kind of motion, right? You want to do things nice and controlled, all right? This might have been a little more to warm up with. Now during COVID, those things were great when I would travel. I'd have them in my suitcase. All right, so if you got dumbbells, we'll show 2 different variations of this. Hands right about here in front of your body, and you can bring them up at the same time. Now the heavier you go, the harder this is going to be, but if you want to get it done faster, slight bend in the elbows, stopping at the chin, count for 1, give it 1 second. Remember to keep that back nice and straight, abs tight, slight bend in the knees. So that's one way to do this. The other way would be to alternate. And now for me, it's going to take some weight till I feel a good pump up there. I've tried, I don't want to call it supersetting, but we have tried doing, sides with front. Personally, folks, I would recommend not doing it. I would also recommend not doing military press, following it with this, and then, back to military press, basically alternating. I would say, just do this exercise separately. Now, if you start to feel pain in your shoulder, I would say, definitely don't go any heavier and potentially do it another day. And if you do, let's say you did military press before this, and then your shoulder starts hurting, maybe find a different day during the week to do that exercise. If it really starts to hurt, you may have something wrong with your shoulder. All right, so basically just warming up. Now from there, folks, I would go and probably do 5-pounders, 10-pounders, drag this out. Matter of fact, just to do another lightweight, hopefully I'll edit that out. So got 8-pounders, once again, slight bend. Now, the camera is not necessarily in line with my chin, so it might look like the weight is way over my chin. Of course, if you go way above your chin, you know, like Schwarzenegger used to do and some other people, and you start working other muscles. Now this, you know, when you do sides and these, depending on what you're working with, you may get a really awesome pump. I have yet to do sides, probably do them after this. So there was the 8. Now let's take a little break from that, talk about some other stuff. If you're having, you know, wrist problems while you're doing that and your wrist hurts, you might want to get some gloves like these. So that's got a little wrap there that you can use. These are useful. If you don't necessarily like those, you can get these guys, which this will go around your thumb, and then hopefully I did this the right side. You'll wrap that around, and that helps keep your wrist nice and stiff. Now, if your elbow bugs you, maybe I wouldn't suggest wrist wrap or elbow wraps, but you could get a sleeve around there. So we'll do one set with these on. So we did 8s. Might as well do 10s. Now this is not a exercise where you need to go super heavy. This is not one of those exercises, you know, where we're trying to be super macho. And preferably if you have a mirror to do it. Like I'm looking at a TV, it's not perfectly level with me, so I may be overshooting my chin. But if you can't grow your arms, maybe you can grow your shoulders. And, you know, at least that looks halfway decent, folks. All right, so next, now that I'm somewhat warmed up, I've got it's a 5-foot barbell, probably weighs close to 30 pounds. We'll do that for the next set. Now, one thing I left off, another thing you can do, let's say you don't have wrist problems, but you have a grip problem. You can use lifting straps and wrap that around the dumbbell. Maybe we'll demonstrate after the next set. That is an additional thing that can help you hold on to the dumbbell, because in this position, you know, not so easy to do. We'll also do a variation that I've seen. You know, you can come up like this, and you could probably even come up this way. But you know, whatever works for you. You might find one way feels better on your shoulder. And variation can be good to help build and hit the muscle differently. All right, so we've got this barbell, and now this is one of those things where you could find yourself, you know, cheating, right? But try, once again, flex the knees, keep the back straight, tighten the abs, lift up, pause, And like I said, once again, the camera is underneath me, so it's looking like I'm throwing that barbell way over my chin in the video. But the reality is, if I dip down like this, so I don't really like the barbell method because at the gym, usually, you know, you have the fixed weights. They go up 10 pounds. I prefer, you know, lesser of a jump. And it's nice when you alternate because you give your shoulder a slight break in between. So I really, you know, really feeling that. Now, something you could have did at the beginning that we didn't talk about, just to warm up, you know, and then roll it back the other way. You can stretch out the old shoulder. And definitely beforehand, which we can't demonstrate here, maybe jump on the elliptical. Just make sure your shoulder is nice and warmed up. Alright, so we're not going to use these anymore. Demonstrate the wrist straps. Now some people have difficulty putting these on. So if I was looking down at my hand, I would put it on like so, with this going out, and then looking down at my left hand, just like that. All right, easy day. Now, hard to show you this part. I'll have to do one arm at a time. If this was on the rack, you would just basically wrap that around, and I won't be able to demonstrate that with the other hand. Now, where I can go pretty ridiculously heavy to the side, to the front is another story. I'm trying to keep this video under 15 minutes. So, and this definitely helps me because I have a weak grip. I saw Larry Wheels was doing a gripping contest, win $500 if you could do 100 pounds or 100 kilogram grip. I forgot what my grip is, but it's probably pretty damn weak. So and there you go, folks. That's gonna do it. Rep wise, you know, actually I guess we ain't done yet. Rep wise, do at least 8. This is not an exercise where you're trying to do, you know, 2 reps, 4 reps. You will jack up your shoulder. And as I mentioned, you know, you could come up like this. You'll see variations that way. And of course, if you had a cable machine, you could use that as well, which we do not. Thanks for checking out my video. Please like, please subscribe. And looks like it's getting a little pump. Starting to get the pump on, folks. I need to get shredded again. I'm in a bulking phase right now. So thanks for checking out the video. Please like, please subscribe.